the book. And that's important, guys. Sometimes we start stuff, but we don't complete it. So I want to make sure that we get completed with this book before we move on to the next one. But New Black Wall Street Book Club, man, let's get this party started.
New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature's for the masses. Where to put your money down, now how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street Book Club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. We all just come together. There's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away.
I'm a man, Conte.
Black Wall Street Book Club.
Hey, Smith with the music for us, man. That's Conte the hero. So you guys need some jingles, need some things going on for y'all show, whatever you got going on, man. Hit your main man up, Jermaine Conte Smith. That's Conte the hero. Funny thing about it, I found this guy when I was back when I got started. I was on Fiverr, and now we've become great friends. We've done a lot of work together. That's my main man when it comes to my jingles, Mr. Conte Smith. Go ahead and hit him up if you need some jingles. You need an artist, you need a rapper, you need whatever you need. You need a musician that can take your show and make it live. That's what we got there. Thanks so much, Miss Nikki Smith and Darren Smith in the building. She likes the book. We're going to be going through something today. So the book that we're going through is The 48 Laws of Power. Again, I want to say thank you to everybody that's over at New Black Wall Street, Black Enterprise, my personal page, New Black Wall Street TV, wherever you may be. If you like to interact with us, you just want to come on over to my personal page today at Evan Jefferson. That's where we're broadcasting today. Now, I can tell you this. My friends are getting pretty full. I'm almost at my limit. So I've got to start redirecting over to my business pages so we can keep this thing going because, Facebook say, hey, after 5,000 friends, you got to do something else. So we are moving people over to our business pages so you can continue to interact with us as we continue to change the black world. That's right. So 48 Laws of Power, we're going through that book today by Robert Greene. This is a very controversial book. At the end of the day, guys, what we're going to learn today is strategy. So everybody that's watching right now, put in the comments below strategy. While we're still allowing you to go ahead and share and let people know that we're here, let's go and go through our credits. This is the things that pay the bills at the end of the day. We do have our episode today has been brought to you by Coral Oral. This is the black toothbrushes, black-owned company here. And here's the deal, guys. You're going to brush your teeth anyway. The question is, are you going to continue to finance your own oppression or finance your own freedom by making a switch to a black-owned company? We got to practice what we preach, and that is circulating our dollar right back within our very own community and making a switch to black-owned products and services. So you got a medium bristle, 4-pack, FDA-approved toothbrush, and I'm telling you these things, this 4-pack, this family pack here, oh my goodness, does wonders. I absolutely love my toothbrushes. $5 for you to get the toothbrushes today. All you got to do is just inbox us today. Just inbox me and let me know you want to order them. We'll get these things out to you ASAP Rocky. Coral Oral toothbrushes. Make the switch. Also, we're going to let you know from ERGJ Enterprises, we got 2 things that are going on. One today, one tomorrow, one make you aware of. Number 1 is going to be, we got a class going on tonight at 8 p.m. 6 o'clock is your cutoff time to register. It's going to be how to fix broke. Now, here's the deal, guys. Many of us, we want to get out of debt. Many of us want to fix broke, but not many of us are committed to doing it. And the way that you show your commitment is by actually registering and coming to class. That's how you do it. Everything else is just hot water. It's just hot air. You keep talking about what you want to do, but you don't do anything about it. Well, you got the opportunity to do that tonight. All you got to do is just register by 6 p.m. It's $20 for you to come. We made it affordable for you because at the end of the day, what you've been doing ain't been working. Okay, so it's time to pick up some new ideas, some new strategies to implement into your life so you can fix broke and you can finance your own freedom. So that's going to be going on down tonight at 8 p.m. We are super excited about the Millennial Wealth Academy and Ms. Latasha Kennard coming to teach this class tonight and to facilitate this class tonight. So hopefully you guys are ready to build wealth. If you are, go ahead and put in the comments below, build wealth. That's right. Now, tomorrow, we have our Dow 30 investment session. Our Dow 30 investment session, that's going to be from Club Millie. Dow 30 investment session, what that is, it is a place for beginners. This is only $10 for you to come and be a part of talking about investing or finding investing opportunities by going through the Dow 30. That's going to be the 30 most significant stocks in the stock market, companies that you are familiar with, companies like Nike, Apple, Walmart, Disney. We're just scourging the Dow 30 and looking for investment opportunities. So if you want to join in on this conversation, you're new to investing, you don't know what the heck you're doing, you want to learn how to make your money work for you, well, $10 gets you a seat to come talk about what we talk about every week. So you can feel free to join us there tonight. All you got to do is just go ahead and go to that link there. Again, register. That's the deal. You got to learn how to show up. Sometimes when you just show up, things change in your life. And I also want to tell you a little bit about Club Millie, of course, because that is who's sponsoring that Dow 30 investment session. And Club Millie is the place where this year that's going to give us, if we practice group economics, $1 million of cash that gives us leverage. When you have leverage in America, in a capitalistic society, you then have power. And we can go into any door that we want and we can buy our rights. That's right. You got to buy what you want in America. That's right. You have to pay the politicians. You have to pay the policemen. You got to go old school gangster like Frank Lucas, and you got to pay for it. That's right. So that's what we're going to be doing there. We got 4 pillars to what we're doing. We got number 1, phase 1 is going to be our investment club, which we are forming as we speak. Phase 2 going to be a real estate investment group. Phase 3, peer-to-peer lending, and phase 4, venture capitalism. Well, what does that all mean, guys? Number 1, that means that with the investment club, we're learning how to practice what we preach, which is group economics, learning how to trust one another with our money. That means we have the same risk and same reward going into any investment that we agree upon. Number 2, we have the real estate investment group. What does that mean? Well, that means that we get the chance to buy the block back. That's right. We get to stop gentrification where everybody else making movies about it. We're going to go do something about it. And then number 3, you got the peer-to-peer lending. What does that mean? That means we become our own bank. Instead of going to the bank and begging for money, we just go to our brothers and sisters with an affordable rate coming back in return, and we go ahead and make that transaction. And number 4, venture capitalism. That means that we become our own Shark Tank. You can be a part of that, right? And right now, it's only $20 a month to join, but I'm telling you what, on Sunday, for all the people that just don't believe, membership dues do go up, and then you'll pay more after Sunday because we're not playing around with procrastination. Procrastination will cost. And at some point, you're going to say, you know what? I should have done this a long time ago. And I should have, could have, would have does not move the needle. The only thing that moves the needle is taking action. So if you're representing Club Millie with us today on the New Black Wall Street Book Club, go ahead and put in the comments below Club Millie. Let people know that this is real. There's a whole bunch of us here, a whole bunch of us folks who decided that we're going to walk away from the 90% of people who's talking about problems. We're going to be the 10% who's actually solving our own problems. Well, the way that we do that is we operate in a position of power. We operate from a position of power. And that's the reason why we're going through the book, The 48 Laws of Power. Essentially, what you're going to learn today is you're going to learn a law that you can actually implement into your life. That's the first thing. But here's the second thing, because this is twofold. You're also going to recognize a law that you recognize will be used against you. So as long as you are aware of the law and you know how to apply it and use it, and you know when someone's trying to apply it or use it against you, then you can always operate from a position of power. So everybody put in the comments below, power. So today's law is law number 40, which is despise the free lunch. Despise the, now, before we even get into what this is talking about, I can already see us black folk in the place that we've been for so long, because we always take that chicken. We always take that free lunch. As long as they come into our community and offer us some food for free, they get our vote. They get our support. At some point in time, the black community has to say enough with this law being used on us, and we're going to stop falling for the same mess over and over and over again. History has taught us, but will we learn from history? Despise the free lunch. And this the word despise tell you should hate it. You should hate free lunch. That's what it's saying. Despise the free lunch. Now here's your judgment. What is offered for free is dangerous. We could probably stop right there. You guys, what is offered for free is dangerous. It usually involves either a trick or a hidden obligation. What has worth is worth paying for. Everybody put it in the comments below. What has worth is worth paying for. What, and I'm gonna write it with you because we're gonna learn today. I mean, these laws are something serious. What has worth is worth paying for. What has worth is worth paying for. Now, do you guys agree with that or not agree with that? What has worth is worth paying for. Now, I am a certified financial educator, and I teach people about money, and money is nothing more than the exchange of value for value. And for some reason in our community, we've got to the point where we say, hey, I'm going to try to get everything that I want for free. But we don't understand that what has worth is worth paying for. So even if I said, you know what, you can come and you can join Club Millie for free, you don't get much value out of it because you didn't pay anything. You didn't give anything in exchange for what you're getting. So you don't value it as much. And that way, if you should lose it, if it should disappear, it doesn't really matter because it didn't cost you anything to begin with. But when you put your money on something, you say, you know what, this has worth to me and I value it. As a matter of fact, everything that you put your money on, you're basically telling the universe that's what you value. So I don't really need to, you can't tell me, you don't have to tell me what you value. All you got to do is show me your checkbook and I'll tell you what you value. Again, you don't have to tell anybody out of your mouth what you value. All you got to do is open up your checkbook. So, okay, so you value the church. How much have you deposited into the church? How much what does your tithe list say? Okay, so you value this nonprofit over here that's giving to the homeless. Okay, let me open up your checkbook. What have you deposited into this homeless place this past month? Nothing? Okay, but you value it, right? Okay, now you say you value education. Okay, you value education. When I look at your checkbook, I don't see that you spent any money on educating yourself, but you say that you value it. What has value or what has worth is worth paying for. So you say that you value your brother and sister or the black business, but when I look at your checkbook, it doesn't show that you spent any money over the past month supporting or patronizing a black business. But if I look at your checkbook, I see everywhere else that you spent your almighty dollar and you made a difference in their bottom line, but not in the bottom line of the place that you say that you value. But you'll go to your brother and sister and you'll say, hey, let me get this for free because we cool. But then you'll go to your oppressor and say, hey, here, I don't even want a discount. Your stuff is so nice. It smells so good. I'm just going to go ahead and pay full price for your chicken. But I'm going to go over to my brother and sister chicken joint and I'm going to try to get me some chicken for free. What has worth is worth paying for. And once the black community recognizes this one law out of all the 48 laws to despise the free lunch, I believe we'll begin to rise because this is a strategy that we can implement immediately and change the landscape of our own community by changing how we value and what we find worthy. Not what we say, because interest shows up in conversation, but commitment shows up in behavior. So next time you come to me, and you know I'm a coach, I'm going to ask you, let me see your checkbook. Let me see your expenses and see what you really value. And I'm going to put it right in front of your face. Say, here's what your checkbook says. Now, how are we going to get your checkbook to align with your mouth? How are we going to get your checkbook to align with your mouth? So everybody know what I'm talking about. March with your money. Everybody put it in the comments below. March with your money. All this hot air on protesting and rallying. But when it comes down to where you spend your money, it never aligns. And that is the problem. You're double-minded in all of your ways. That's what the good book says. You say one thing, you do another. That is a double mind. We have a community filled with double-minded people, double-minded leaders, double-minded followers, and we wonder why we find ourselves going into a circle over and over again, not making any progress because we say one thing, but we do another. You say you love your brother and sister, you want to support their business, but you have not shopped there yet. You say that you want the black community to rise, but your money goes out every day, every time you get paid. You say, hey, you know what? I want to get this shirt. The first thing you think about is going to Amazon or eBay or Walmart. You don't even think about your brother and sister. And the same thing they provide. You can make the switch to your toothbrushes to support a black-owned business, but will you do it? Probably not, because you love your oppression so much. March with your money. Woo! All right, let's get to this book, man. I'm sorry. I get fired up about this stuff, man. I'm sick and tired of it. Woo! All right. What has worth is worth paying for. By paying your own way, you stay clear of gratitude, guilt, and deceit. It is also often wise to pay the full price. There's no cutting corners with excellence. Be lavish with your money and keep it circulating, for generosity is a sign and a magnet for power. Generosity is a sign and a magnet for power. Everybody put in the comments below generosity. Now, I definitely will say I really do appreciate those who are generous in their giving to Simply Produce this past week. That showed a sign that we are making progress and that we are doing what's necessary. Oh my goodness. This might be, oh no, this is not going to be, okay. We're doing what's necessary, that some people get it, and we are making progress. So I really do appreciate all of those that gave, continue to give, continue to support. I mean, over $2,200. I think that was a $1,800 increase in 2 days, something like that. I don't know the exact numbers, but you know, that just shows that when we just decide that we're going to band together for one cause, no matter what the cause is, if it's Coral Oral, if it's Simply Produce, if it's True Detergent, can we just find one thing that we're going to decide? We're going to put our money here. We're going to help this thing grow. We make that thing successful, and then we move to the next thing. That's really all we got to do. Just find one and start there, and then go to number 2, and then go to number 3. See, this is what I'm saying. Our so-called leaders have no plan. No plan. They lead you nowhere other than into their own pockets. But there are some people who actually have a plan to make this thing work, and it's called Club Millie. Money and Power. So this book, I mean, this chapter, it doesn't have the whole keys to power. So we're going to read the Money and Power section, and we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 different poisonous natures to avoid. So in the realm of power, everything must be judged by its cost, and everything has a price. What is offered for free or at bargain rates often comes with a psychological price tag, complicated feelings of obligation, compromises with quality, the insecurity that those compromises bring, on and on. The powerful learn early to protect their most valuable resources, which is independence and room to maneuver. Everybody put independence in the comments below. Your most valuable resource. See, once you get free, what does free mean? Free means that you have options. Once you get free, you will never, ever go back to being enslaved. What does enslaved look like? Contracts, being hired by someone. You see, like someone tried to hire me. I told them, you can't hire me. We can work together, right? But you can't hire me because I'm independent. I'm free from being told what I can and cannot do. So because I'm now free, I can speak my mind and nobody can say jack diddly to me because I don't represent anyone other than ERGJ and the Black community. But see, many of you guys are not free, so you can't even say the things that you want to say. Like Des Bryant just came out and said something, but he understands that I'm still a Dallas Cowboy. So I got to watch what I say, because if I say something wrong that they don't like, they could just terminate my contract in my fiscal money that's coming in. So I got to be mindful of what I say. Me, I'm independent. I don't have to be mindful of nothing because I freed myself. The powerful learn early to protect their most valuable resources, independence and room to maneuver. By paying the full price, they keep themselves free of dangerous entanglements and worries. See, when I talk to people and I say, hey, let's put a deal together, I never ask them for a discount. What's your price? All I need to know is what's your price. You don't have to think about, man, I paid this much and I don't want to. Oh, just tell me your price. I'm going to pay your price as long as it makes sense. Okay, I know I'm not looking for a discount. I'm going to make you make money, I make money, we all win. Being open and flexible with money also teaches the value of strategic generosity. a variation of the old trick of giving when you're about to take. By giving the appropriate gift, you put the recipient under obligation. Generosity softens people up to be deceived. That's happened in the Black community often. By gaining a reputation for liberality, you win people's admiration while distracting them from your power plays. That's happened to the Black community too often. By strategically spreading your wealth, you charm the other courtiers, creating pleasure and making valuable allies. Look at the masters of power, the Caesars, the Queen Elizabeths, the Michelangelos, the Medici, I can't even say the word, the Medicis, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. Not a miser among them. Even the great con artists spend freely to swindle. Tight purse strings are unattractive when engaged in seduction. Casanova would give completely, not only of himself, but of his wallet. Let me repeat that again. Casanova would give completely, not only of himself, but he would give completely of his wallet. The powerful understand that money is psychologically charged and that it is only a vessel of politeness and sociability. They make the human side of money a weapon in their armory. For everyone able to play with money, thousands more are locked in a self-destructive refusal to use money creatively and strategically. Everybody put in the comments below, creative and strategic. Thousands are locked in a self-destruct. Now, this is important because what he's saying is self-destructive, not that the man or the system or whatever. It is a self-destructive cycle that keeps people, because they refuse to learn how to use money. They refuse to learn how to use. This thing called money is a game, and you must learn how to play the game. These types represent the opposite pole to the powerful, and you must learn to recognize them, either to avoid their poisonous natures or to turn their inflexibility to your advantage. So now we're going to talk about 4 types of people that you need to learn how to recognize, right? So everybody put in the comments below, recognize. All right. So the first is the greedy fish. The greedy fish. The greedy fish take the human side out of money. Cold and ruthless, they see only the lifeless balance sheet, viewing others solely as either pawns or obstructions in their pursuit of wealth. They trample on people's sentiments and alienate valuable allies. No one wants to work with the greedy fish, and over the years they end up isolated, which often proves their undoing. Greedy fish are the con artists, bread and butter. Lured by the bait of easy money, they swallow the ruse hook, line, and sinker. They are easy to deceive, for they spend so much time dealing with numbers and not enough time with people. Woo! They are easy to deceive because they spend so much time dealing with numbers and not enough time dealing with people. So you got to ask yourself, could you be the greedy fish? Could you be the person that's only concerned about the bottom line and you're never concerned about how you make people feel, how people feel when they're around you, how you deal with people, and the taste that you leave in people's mouth once you're gone? Are you so concerned with dealing with the numbers or the bottom line? This is like the analyst. This is like the person who is quite an accountant, quite possibly, or someone of that vein. All they care about is the numbers. Here's what they say. At the end of the day, all that matters is, are we profitable? That's what they say. They say stuff like that. And once you realize that people or human, there's a thing called human capital. Like, it's the people who bring the money. So if all you're concerned about is your numbers and you're not concerned about the people, eventually the people are going to leave, and so will your numbers. Could you be the greedy fish that's easily deceived because you spend so much time dealing with numbers and not enough time dealing with people that they become blind to psychology, including their own. Either avoid them before they exploit you or play on their greed to your gain. That's the greedy fish. Number two, when we talk about money and power, everybody put in that comment below, money and power. I mean, I might have to do this on my morning show. I mean, my goodness. We have the bargain demon. Uh-oh, the bargain demon. All right, the bargain demon. Powerful people judge everything by what it costs, not just in money, but in time, in dignity, and peace of mind. So when you think about how much something is going to cost, because too many guys are you're just cheap. You think about how much it's going to cost. Do you consider the time, the dignity, and the peace of mind? And I would also say, do you consider the rewards of what it costs? If you just look at the price tag versus the value, you'll never be able to get the value out of something. It's just like buying a good piece of fruit that might cost a little more, that'll give you all of the nutrients that you need, versus something that's been tampered with. You know, these little squiggly oranges that just look terrible. They cheap, but they cheap for a reason. This is exactly what bargain demons cannot do. Wasting valuable time digging for bargains. They worry endlessly about what they could have gotten elsewhere for a little less. On top of that, the bargain item they do buy is often shabby. Perhaps it needs costly repairs or will have to be replaced twice as fast as a high quality item. The cost of these pursuits, not only in money, though the price of a bargain is often deceptive, but in time and of peace of mind, discourage normal people from understanding them. But for the bargain demon, the bargain is an end itself. For the bargain demon, the bargain is the end itself. These types might seem to harm only themselves, but their attitudes are contagious. Unless you resist them, they will infect you with insecure feeling that you should have looked harder to find a cheaper price. Don't argue with them or try to change them. Just mentally add up the cost in time and inner peace, if not in hidden financial expense, of the irrational pursuit of a bargain. Now, when I think about the bargain demon, I immediately what comes to my mind is that show, that coupon extraordinaire person, that person that's got, I mean, nothing wrong with couponing, but I mean, they take it to a whole nother level. And they spend so much time out of their day just trying to find the best deal that they don't really get much else accomplished, right? So it's okay I think it's cool to find a deal. But my God, when you think about the time, the effort, the research, the peace of mind, oh man, I spent 25 cents. I could have spent 22. I'm moving on. Avoid these people and ask yourself, could you possibly be a bargain demon? So we talked about the greedy fish. You ask yourself, am I a greedy fish? Just be honest with yourself. And then also we talked about the bargain demon. Could it be that you're the bargain demon? Number three, the sadist or sadist. I don't know how to say this word. Sadist, I guess it's sadist. I don't know. Financial sadists play vicious power games with money as a way of asserting their power. They might, for example, make you wait for money that is owed you, promising you that check is in the mail. Or if they hire you to work for them, they meddle in every aspect of the job, haggling and giving you ulcers. Sadists seem to think that paying for something gives them the right to torture and abuse the seller. Now, I know plenty of you guys know some customers like this. Sadists, okay. They think that because they bought something from you, or maybe you have bought something from someone, that gives you the right to torture and abuse the seller. In other words, this is the person that says the customer is always right, and you're going to do what I say because I just spent some money with you. Are you the sadist? Are you the person that thinks that just because you spent a little bit of money, that now you have some type of authority or control over that business, that which you spent your money? They have no sense of courtier element in money. If you are unlucky enough to get involved with this type, accepting a financial loss may be better in the long run than getting entangled in their destructive power games. Now, let me tell you what this looks like, because I do this all the time. I have come to the understanding that sometimes it's better for me to pay someone to leave than to continue to deal with them, because I understand who is and who is not my customer. Sometimes I'll say these like fist, say this, fist, say this. All right. Say this. Okay, thank you. I'm just saying it like y'all say this. All right, say this. So there are some people, like I remember I had a class and we recorded the class. The person didn't get to the class till 30 minutes late, right? Because they said they had technical problems. I recorded the class, so you're going to get the recording anyway. They had technical issues with their phone. Nobody else had problems with them. And then they were requesting a refund after the class. Now, initially, I was like, why am I going to give you a refund? I'm going to send you the recording. But then I said, you know what? It's better for me to give you back your little $25 than to hear your mouth 2 weeks later. It's better for me to pay you to leave, get out of my life, get out of my business. Don't get a bad review and all this good stuff that you can go better business, give you your money back. Nothing gained, nothing lost. Then for me to continue to deal with this person who has some issues, who think that just because they spent a little money, that they have some type of control over my business. Here you go, ma'am. Here's matter of fact, here is your refund, and here is the replay. I'm sorry you had a bad experience. I hope that you get everything that you came for. Thank you so much for choosing ERGJ Enterprises. Sometimes it's better just to pay people to leave than to deal with them on a basis and you understand that this is just not your customer. Everybody put in the comments below, pay people to leave. Pay people to leave. And this is the sadist. And then number 4, this is the 4th type that represents the opposite pole. You must learn to recognize this type of person when it comes to money and power. This is the indiscriminate giver. The indiscriminate giver. Generosity has a definite function in power. It attracts people. It softens them up. It makes allies out of them. But it has to be used strategically with a definite end in mind. That's important. With a definite end in mind. Indiscriminate givers, on the other hand, are generous because they want to be loved and admired by all. How many guys know some people in your life that they give and give and give because they want attention? They don't give just because of the end in mind, or because of the goal, or because of the function. They are giving to bring a spotlight on them, right? Because at the end of the day, nobody really has to know all that you did to make a difference in your community or in whatever it is that you're involved in. But some people, the only time that they make a difference, i.e., some of these sports people, some of the people that's in high up with all this money, and they get in the news. You only they show up when it's time to give because they understand I'm gonna give to this particular organization, the Black community, or the National Negro College Fund, or the NAACP, and they're gonna put it in the paper. I'm gonna get some good publicity. It's called good PR. And again, Black people, we continue to fall for it. Oh, they gave some money. Oh, man, they are for us. They are for the cause. Nah, they're only doing it so they can bring some spotlight unto themselves. Their generosity is so indiscriminate and needy that it may not have the desired effect. If they give to no one at all, why should the recipient feel special? Attractive as it may seem to make an indiscriminate giver your mark, in any involvement with this type, you will often feel burdened by the insatiable emotional needs. They're generous because they want to be loved and admired by all. How many of you guys know some indiscriminate givers who only give because they want to be loved, they want some attention, and they want to be admired by all? And what we're saying, and what this law is saying, is avoid this type of person, right? Avoid the greedy fish. Everybody put in the comments below the greedy fish. So you want to avoid the greedy fish, the person that's only concerned about numbers and not concerned about people. Avoid that person. Get that person out of your camp. Get them out of your organization. Get them out of your business model. The person that's only concerned about numbers and not about people. Then you have the bargain demon. The person that's going to go scour the whole earth to save a nickel. Get this person out of your life. And if you are that person, I don't know what to tell you, but avoid the bargain demon. They just tax you mentally. They take you all across the city looking for a deal. You don't spend half the day to save 10 cents. I mean, when you add it up, your time was worth way more than that. Get them out of your negotiations, of your dealings, of your businesses. Then you got to say this. The person who, what is this talking about? This is the person that'll buy something, right, or become get something from a store and then think that they own the store. Think that their one purchase gives them some type of equity in the store, and they go and they belliger and they harm and they foul mouth the seller. It's all about them, and you probably go shopping with some of these people, ladies. Get this person out of your life. And then the indiscriminate giver, not the person that gives with a cheerful heart, but they give because they got something to gain. This is the person you want to get out of your life. And if you find yourself to be any one of these types, well, we recognize you now. So those games that you used to play, you can't play anymore because we see you. So hopefully you'll make some changes in your ways and you'll begin to do this money and power game the right way. Now, those are your 4 types. Man, that was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, my goodness. So here is your image as it relates to what we talked about today. The greedy fish, the bargain demon, the indiscriminate giver, and the sadist. Here's your image. It's the river. So everybody imagine right now the river. And it's funny. I talked about this earlier today. Imagine the river. So to protect yourself or to save the resources, you dam it up. Soon, however, the waters become dank and pestilent. Only the foulest forms of life can live in such stagnant waters. Nothing travels on them. All commerce stops. Destroy the dam. Everybody put in the comments below, destroy the dam. When water flows and circulates, it generates abundance, wealth, and power in even larger circles. The river must flood periodically for good things to flourish. And this is basically what I say in my terms. I say that cash or wealth or cash flow, it's called cash flow for a reason. So the money, it should not just come to you, it should come through you. And you got to ask yourself, are you the river or are you the dam? Are you the river or are you the dam? Oh, so I see you, Lynn. Lynn said, I want someone to be in debt. And I know that's right. You're talking about the indiscriminate giver. Are you the river where cash is flowing through you, or are you the dam that's stopping everything up? You are in your own way to wealth because you're the dam instead of being the river. And here's your authority as it relates to what we discussed today. The great man who is a miner is a great fool, who is a miser is a great fool. And a man in high places can have no vice so harmful as avarice. A miserly man can conquer neither lands nor lordships, for he does not have a plentiful supply of friends with whom he may work his will. This is what a lot of black people do. We want to work by ourselves. Whoever wants to have friends must not love his possessions, but must acquire friends by means of fair gifts. For it's the same way that the lodestone suddenly draws iron to itself. So the gold and silver that a man gives attracts the hearts of men. The gold and silver that a man gives attracts the hearts of men. So have you been trying to pay your way to greatness? Or have you been trying to give your way to greatness? Something to think about. Have you been trying to pay your way to greatness? Or have you learned to give your way to greatness? I'm going to read the reversal. No, I'm not. I'm going to stop right there. I think that's a good place to stop. Of course, you can always get the book if you want to get the book. The 48 Laws of Power. And let's just kind of recap our judgment again. This is the Despise the Free Lunch. Everybody put it in the comments below. Despise the free lunch. Black America, we must begin to despise the free lunch. Everything that's worth having is worth paying for. Now, that doesn't mean you got to pay always money, but you got to pay something. You got to give something in return. If you learn that philosophy early, instead of just giving kids stuff without there being any cost, then we'll teach our children early to dominate in this society. Whatever's worth having is worth paying for. No more free lunch. What is offered for free is dangerous. It usually involves either a trick or a hidden obligation. What has worth is worth paying for. By paying your own way, you stay clear of gratitude, of guilt, and of deceit. It is often wise to pay the full price. There's no cutting corners with excellence. Be lavish with your money and keep it circulating right within your very own community. For generosity is a sign and a magnet for power. What we're going through, guys, is the 48 Laws of Power. And I believe today that we've learned some valuable lessons as a result to recognizing the greedy fish, the bargain demon, the indiscriminate giver, and the sadist. I also think that we've learned some things today that we've seen happen in our community time and time again, because we always go for the free lunch instead of despising the free lunch, not recognizing that with that free lunch comes some type of trick or some type of hidden obligation. It's always called the fine print. Well, guys, I want to remind you today's episode is brought to you by Coral Oral. That's right. This is an opportunity for you to practice what you preach by changing your toothbrushes. Medium 4-pack bristle, FDA approved by a Black-owned company. You get a pack like this for $5. And I'm telling you, these are some good toothbrushes. And all you got to do is just inbox us your order, and we'll get that thing out to you ASAP, Rocky. And then tonight we do have how to fix broke. If you find yourself in a financial conundrum, you don't know how to get out of your own way, you just continue to do things the way that you want to do things, and you find yourself broke. Well, we're going to teach you today or tonight how to learn how to earn. Stop trying to scratch your way to wealth and finances. Learn how to earn your way and finance your own freedom by joining us tonight. You got the opportunity to do that. Registration closes at 6 o'clock. And then we also have the Dow 30 investment session tomorrow from Club Millie. If you want to learn about the stock market, you want to learn how to make your money work for you, you want to join us tomorrow. It's $10 to join us tomorrow. It's $20 to join us tonight. And if you say you can't afford it, I would say this: you can't afford not to. At some point, you got to decide that enough is enough. I've done things my way for all too long, and I find that I still find myself broke, busted, and disgusted. Well, if you want to change that, you want to change your life, you want to change your financial situation, you must change. Interest shows up in conversation. Commitment shows up in behavior. Well, guys, the ERGJ Certified Financial Educator, founder of the New Black Wall Street, provide a lot of different content and opportunity for you today. And hopefully you've enjoyed today's book club, our midday manna. I just want to remind you of this, guys, that it takes a village. Starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. Guys, have a terrific Tuesday.
New Black. It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club with your host, Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now, you ain't got to leave the computer, but we encourage you to get out there and learn.